I'm live. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, so the reason why I'm doing the live video is because I have done this video 3 times, and this is the fourth. Guys, I don't know why. No, I know why. The enemy is trying to stop me from getting this out, but you know what? Whatever. I don't care. I'll do live if I have to. And I'm going to get this message out. I am getting it out. Okay. But I am going to try to wrap this up because every video I've done has been almost an hour long. Ugh. All right. So here we go. Again, not that y'all would know, but shout outs. To my cousin, Jamie. She's one of the people, whose YouTube channel inspired me to come and do some videos of my own. And she's really encouraging. She's super open and honest, and God gave her the voice of speaking and to talk and to encourage other people to share God's word and to really get us wrapped in what He wants for us. And yeah, she's just really great. The name of her channel, I have my notepad because y'all know I can get off track like I did with my last video. I think I kind of made sense. I kind of got my point across, but I'm pretty sure I also said some things because I was just so scatterbrained that day. I said some things that was really kind of irrelevant to what my point was supposed to be, and I think I probably made. But anyway, so the name of her YouTube channel is called J Revised. And she, like I said, she's super encouraging. And if you want to hear more great things about what the Bible teaches us, then I would definitely encourage you to go over to her page and to check out her videos. Another person I want to give a shout out to, and the last person, is Sabrina. Sabrina, I do not know her in person. Let me put that out there. But she is so great. She's so encouraging. She's so transparent and open. She also is chasing after God. And she's just really, really, really cool. She normally does a lot of clean with me type of videos. She even goes live and she does videos for like cooking videos, so you can kind of see the things that she cooks for her and her family and things like that. And you know, she's just really great. She's a really great mom, and you know, she's just super encouraging and motivating, and she gets me to get up off my butt and get my house clean. So that's always good. So yeah, the name of her channel is called Simply Being Sabrina, and I'm going to leave both of their descriptions or their links in the description description thing down below so that we can check that out. Okay, so I'm not doing this no more. If this video don't work, I have to do it. Okay, God. Okay, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to have to figure out a different way. I might actually just have to use my phone because let me tell y'all, trying to do this, sitting here this long has been so annoying. Okay, let me take a drink. Hold on. Okay. So the video is called Expectations versus Reality. I named it that for a reason. At first, when I did the video, I was coming at it with something totally different. I did the first part, and I was actually originally going to break it up into two pieces because I knew that it would be long. So, it's it was going to be something totally different. But then I did the second part of the video, and I was like, okay, oh, I should do expectations versus reality because of the things that I was talking about. And I would have posted at least the second part of that video, but the only reason why I didn't post that video was because I was really kind of getting off track of what I was talking about, and it was tying in, but it was like you would have had to have put a lot of pieces together, and I want to make this easy as possible to understand and to get without you having to, work around what I'm saying, trying to put the pieces together. Right? Okay. So then I did the third video. Great video. Great video. I talked clearly. Every point I wanted to make, I made. It was great. And then I go to save it, and I have a Acer computer. It's a Chrome-based computer. And I went to save my video, and it was great. Great. And it said that my video could not be saved. And the thing is when to stop the video, you hit the record button. So I hit the record button and the video stopped. So what normally happens is the video will stop and it will go and be saved into the gallery. So once it's saved into a gallery, I have a folder where I go and save it into my video folder. So for the videos that I'm putting on YouTube. So anywho, it didn't save. So here I am again. And I want to try to keep this as short and as simple as possible. I'm going to try, right? Because I really have other stuff to do. The kids are not here. If you can hear it, it's totally and completely quiet. They're with their grandma this weekend. She came and got them yesterday. So it's quiet. It's just me. But I still have to do other stuff. So I really have to get these things done because I was supposed to have done this about 2 hours ago, but sitting here trying to get this video done has been hectic. So here I am live, hoping that this makes a difference. Okay, so in the last videos, all the videos, I talked about my marriage. I've been very open, very transparent, very honest about what it is that's going on in my life and that's going on in marriage. And I've also talked about the Bible, and I talk about what God teaches us about marriage, which is quite a lot. And in my last video, my husband did come. He came to the house. I'm going to just try to sum it all up. He came to the house, said that me and the kids are going to have to move. We only have a certain time to move because we have to be gone and have to have cleared posts and housing before he left on his to go overseas. And it caught me off guard. It caught me totally and completely off guard. I was not expecting for him to say that. I thought we would have the whole year while he was gone. I thought we would have a year to stay here. And in that year time frame, I was going to be saving more money. I was going to be, figuring out whether if I wanted to be in Michigan or Colorado, just trying to figure out exactly what it is I wanted to do. So he was just like, no. Y'all have to be gone because this divorce should be done and final in December or January timeframe. And I don't know what's going to happen then. I doubt it very seriously that they'll let you stay on post when they find out that you and I are divorced. Really? You just hit me with that, right? So you just going to leave me and the kids out hanging to dry? I mean, really, dude? So anyway, go back to the last video to get all those juicy details. So my husband, I think I said in the last video, my husband promised and said that he would come over on Saturday so that him and I can talk. And he did. He came today as promised. He came. Now, this is where my first point come in about expectation versus reality. My expectation was he would come in the house. He would talk. I would listen. He would tell me what he wanted to do. He would tell me what his plans were as far as us goes, whether if he really did want to end our marriage, and if he did, kind of where we were going to go and take things after that. And I would listen. I would process and think about and, grasp the things that he was telling me. And it didn't happen like that. This is where reality kicks in. Because then I quickly remember who I married. I was expecting for him to come and give me an earful. And he came and gave me just a few words. But the few words that my husband did give me spoke a lot of volume. And the facial expressions and the body language that he gave me also spoke a lot. He didn't say much of anything. He just looked at me. He did what he normally does. And what my husband normally do is the same things that he would do as if he was at home. He checked the fridge and make sure there was enough food. He checked the freezer and make sure we have meat. He opened up the cabinets. He looked in the closet and make sure there was tissue. We had the basic household necessities and that we were getting fed. He checked the internet. For some reason, he always does that, but I guess because it always goes out, he checks it and makes sure that it's running properly. He took out the trash and put a new trash bag in. He asked if I need anything, if I had any money. He did all those things as everything was okay. He said, yeah, I'm studying. I'm trying to score. He was trying to get a new test score. I can't think of what the test is, but for anybody who knows anything about the military, then you know that there's a test you have to take, and depending on the score you get, you can you're eligible for other job opportunities in the military, right? So he was telling me that he was taking that test, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's great. You're progressing. That's one thing my husband definitely has been good at. And he's been a good soldier, right? He's been, he does really well in the military. He's just been promoted again. Whoop, whoop. Right? I'm happy for him. Even with us going through what we're going through, I'm very happy for my husband and glad to see that he's progressing in his career, which is something that he wanted to do and he was talking about doing before we even got married. So I'm so happy to see him progressing and doing better. So anyway, off track. Look at me. So he tells me that I'm gonna fix this part. She's gonna irritate me. Okay. So he tells me that he's doing this test and all those things. And I said, okay, well, that's great. That's cool. So are we going to talk? He's like, what is there to talk about? Well, that was the purpose. You coming over so that we could talk about this move. You coming over so we could talk about the separation and finances and the kids and you and I, that was the purpose. So he didn't say anything. He just looked at me. And there's a reality part because that's nothing new. He'll just look at me. He won't say anything. He won't do anything. He just looks. And for the most part, I can say and openly admit that I can be a pretty bad judge of character. Right? I've gotten myself into situations and have dealt with certain people that because I couldn't read into what was really going on and understand And even though I had other people telling me, no, that's a bad idea. No, don't talk to that guy. No, don't go move in that house. I still went and did it because, like I said, I can have a pretty bad judge of character. But when it comes to my husband, we've been married for several years. I can, for the most part, tell that when there's an issue, when something is wrong. If my husband bends over and holds his hand over his stomach, I know that there is something wrong. If he gives me a certain look, if it's a look of disgust or happiness, I know when something is wrong. And for the most part, he'll say something. But the look my husband gave me was a look he hasn't given me in a long time. And it was a look of sadness, a look of desperation. And I could tell that he wanted to say something. I could tell that something was on his mind, but he wasn't saying it. So I was like, what do you want, Brian? What do you want to do? You have to tell me something. You have to, because I'm only one person. I can't, it takes two of us. We have to communicate, too. We have to. If we don't communicate, then I don't know if we're going to be going to the path of permanent separation or if we're going to be on the path of fixing and mending our marriage and our family. You have to tell me. But the look he gave me says, I don't really want this divorce. I want us to work. I want to be home, LaShante. That's the look he's giving me, but he's not saying anything. So it's just leaving me to think that, okay, what's the point? What's the purpose? Like, you're not talking. I can't make you talk. What's the point? What's the purpose? And my husband, like I said and mentioned before, he has done this before. My husband will literally, guys, get up, go outside, go to his car, drive off, and I will not see him for hours because he doesn't want to talk or express his feelings. He will give me the clothes off his back, all the money in his account. He'll give me the shoes off of his feet that's keeping him warm from 11 below degree zero or 11 below degree weather, walking in the snow before he talks. And it's really bad because I know I played a part in that, in him not being so expressive and wanting to talk. And it has either been from the lack of me talking to him and telling him what's on my mind, or me talking too much and saying things that were probably really hurtful or mean to him that I didn't realize or even care about. Probably things like, you're grown, you're a man, you can do it, or you're a man, stop whining, not really recognizing his feelings. So in a way, in the big way, I actually get it, why he probably didn't want to talk, why he probably didn't want to say what was on his mind. So he, what did he say? He didn't say anything. That's it. He just didn't say anything. He just looked at me. And I said, Brian, I know that there's something you want to say. You have to tell me. He's not talking. He's just looking. So I got up and I started moving and walking around, picking up stuff, picking up toys that the kids probably had left on the floor, doing something so that I'm not being irritated and worked up because he's not talking. And I think I was in the bathroom fixing stuff up. And he goes, LaShante, you said some really hurtful, mean things. Things that were verbally abusive. And I don't know what to say. I feel like I can't talk to you. So in the back of my mind, what I really want to do is say, you know what, you have to, you're not perfect. You said very mean things to me, things that still stick in, things that I can't come back from, things that you can't take back is what I really want to say. But then God quickly checked me and told me that it's not about what he did to you. It's about you recognizing and realizing what you've done as well. We're not going to point the finger. We're not going to blame. So then I was like, okay, that quick check got me in check. I was like, I went back out to the living room and I apologized to my husband. And I said, you know what? I'm sorry. I apologize for anything that I've said or done to you where you feel like you can't talk and communicate with me. I really am. I'm sorry. I've always wanted you to be vulnerable with me. I've always wanted you to be able to talk to me and express how you feel because I'm your wife. And I wasn't as mature then as I am now. And I openly admit that a lot of us aren't. But hey, here I am now saying, talk to me. I need you to talk to me. And he didn't say anything. He just looked at me. And that was it. He just looked at me. As a matter of fact, that was probably the only thing he said, really, other than school. So he looked and I looked and he looked and I looked. And I was like, but look, you still have to tell me something. If this divorce is something you really want and you've totally made up your mind on, then you have to tell me. Because I'm not telling me because I'm going to try to stop you. I can't. But you have to let me know so that I know at least what next moves I need to make, what I need to do. And he didn't say anything. He just looked. So I was like, okay, whatever. All right, dude, whatever. Came in the room and I closed the door and I got on the computer trying to distract myself, trying not to pay attention to the lack of conversation that I wasn't getting from my husband. So I hear him in the living room messing around with stuff, you know. Guess he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. I heard the door open. Then I heard it open again. So I'm guessing he went out and then he came back in. I don't know. So he come in the room and like 2 seconds before he come in the room, all these thoughts just run through my mind. And I'm like, I really want my husband just to come in here and say, baby, I'm coming back home. We're going to fix this. We're doing this together. I'm not giving up on us. Give me a kiss and say, I'm going to get my stuff from my sister's house. And girl, when I come back, I'm putting it down. Like, that's what I want. Right. And yes, he came back in the room, but when he came back, it was none of that. It was, all right, honey, I'm leaving. See you later. Like, really? All right, Brian Keith. Whatever. Bye. See you later. So he left. And I thought for a minute, I can't really be upset. I can't really be upset. That expectation versus reality, that's who my husband is. He doesn't really talk. And it can be so irritating. So, excuse me. So anyway, his hair is like, oh, I need to brush it, comb it, do something with it. I'm going to have to do something for church tomorrow anyway. But anyway, okay. So, content. In this weird way, content with what had just happened, because even though a lot wasn't said, there was a lot said. And his facial expression said a lot. His body language said a lot. Him, even what the little bit he did said about me saying mean words said a lot. And it made me think that we, as Black women, especially us, we can have pretty high expectations for our men. And you know, I really can't just say Black women. A lot of women, most women. Look, I don't know the numbers. A lot of women, let's just put it like that. A lot of women, we can have really high expectations for our men. We put them on very high pedestals and we expect for them to meet these expectations. Probably things that we wanted from our dad, if he was out of the picture, or even if he was in the picture, probably things we wanted from an ex-husband or a boyfriend. And sometimes it's just things that we just simply want. The thing is that we have to learn, just because it's something that we want doesn't mean it's always going to go that way. And we also have to know that when our husbands say no, it's just no. We can't be manipulating. We can't not have sex with our husbands because they said no. We can't give them attitude and talk crazy to them because they said no or lack of, and give them the silent treatment. We can't, because in reality, it's probably a reason why they said no. But that's where the big girl comes in, and you have to check yourself and be like, look, all right, honey, if that's what it is, that's what it is. It's okay, fine, I accept that. And ask him why. If you want to know why, ask him. I'm sure he'll tell you. But we have to be able to take no. We have to be able to deal with it. And we have to stop giving them all these high expectations that we even as ourselves couldn't meet. I mean, let's just be real and open here, that if our husbands asked us to do some of the things that we asked them to do, and we are taking care of the house and probably got a job and going to school and taking care of the kids, we'll look at him like he was crazy. Like, no, you see all this stuff I have to do? You see all these things I'm dealing with? And it's the same thing for them. They too are only human. They go through and have all these feelings and emotions just like we do. They're probably not always as open with it, but they deal with depression. They deal with heartache. They deal with things that happened in their past. They deal with things outside the home. Just being a man, believe it or not, is hard enough. I don't know. I've never been. But from what I've learned and from what I've seen, they got temptation staring them right in the face, whether that temptation be a woman, or it's alcohol, or it's drugs. And the last thing they need from us is to attack them, is to get upset because they said no, or to get angry because they're not meeting our expectations and they're not doing what it is that we ask them or want them to do. We have to learn to check ourselves and to self-reflect. We also have to get in the word and get in the Bible and pray and ask God, Lord, Lord, help me to stop expecting things from my husband that I know only you can provide, because he is only human. He is only human. He can only do so much. And if you want something bigger that you know is going to take more than just asking your husband for, then like I said, go to God, ask him, tell him there's nothing too big for him. Okay? Don't put so much on them, because they are only human. And you never know. You can be one insult away from your husband going to commit suicide. You can be one insult away from him hurting you or the kids, or you can be one insult away from him saying, okay, I'm done. We're getting a divorce. I'm over it. We don't want that. The enemy is out to seek, kill, and destroy. If he can take down the marriage, if he can take out the marriage, then he's creeping his little self in there. And we don't want that. We have to fight. We have to fight. And we have to do it together. We have to do it down on our knees, boo-hooing, sobbing, and praying to God, and telling God what it is that we want and what we need fixed, and thanking God and repenting to him for anything that you've done that is not of God, and asking him to put his hands and put everything that is him in your marriage so that he can lead it. And when he leading it, then y'all two are standing as a power couple together. Okay? We have to stop giving them these crazy expectations. the expectation I had today and the reality. It's not really that big, but there has been things I've asked my husband to do that, looking back on it now, is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And makes it even worse, I really wasn't doing a whole lot to put in to what I was asking him. To tell you the truth, I wasn't. So, sorry y'all, I'm adjusting in my chair. I promise nothing else if you heard it. And it's leather seating. So, anywho, looking back on it, things I was asking my husband to do, it's just crazy. Can of course he can. He's only one man. He's human. And now I'm just asking God and praying that God gives me understanding on why things are the way that they are, more understanding, more clarification. Also, I'm asking God to help me fix this. I actually want him to fix it. I'm giving this to him because that's all I can do at this point. And to help me understand my husband and how to speak to him in a way and present myself in a way to him that is more on his level, so that he can get what it is that I'm trying to communicate to him. Help me to communicate it to him a way so that he'll understand it. And for my expectations not to be put on him, but for me to go to God with. So those are things that I'm praying for. And those are things that I want God to bless me with, bless those gifts to me of understanding. And being able to talk and communicate better with my husband are things that I want to know. Even with the circumstance being what it is, it's still important that him and I communicate. One, because we have kids, and two, we've been married for 7 years. So whether this happened at the end of the end or the end and us going to a new beginning together, it still has to happen. And I'm praying that God gives me that understanding. So real quick, before I go and end this video, one of the things I wanted to read, yeah, I know I use the YouVersion app Bible app, and I use the Amplified version. It's a lot easier to read and understand. And also it, it's easier to read and understand, and it's good to use while I'm looking at my actual Bible. And if I need to go back and reference back to this so that I can understand it, it's good for studying and things like that. And it's a really good app. I really, really like it. So real quick, I'm about to wrap this video up. Is the first scripture I'd like to read to you all is Genesis chapter 2, verses 24. And a lot of you probably already know this, but it says, "For this reason, a man shall leave his father and his mother and shall be joined to his wife. They shall become one flesh." And I'm reading this because I think I've said in this video, and I've said in probably a few of my other past videos, that the two became one. I'm always saying that the two became one, and it's the truth. We have to work as one. We have to act as one. We have to treat each other like we are treating ourselves. We don't hate ourselves. We love ourselves, right? We love ourselves. So we have to treat our spouse that same very way. And this particularly is for the man. And I guess I'm saying it because I've seen this with other marriages, and I've seen it with my marriage and my husband, that don't let anything at all ever replace your wife. Don't let anything replace your spouse. The Bible uses the father and the mother to leave from them because that's who you know growing up. That's who you know. You know your mother and your father. And if you can leave from them and cleave to your wife, then You have to do it with everything and everybody else. Don't let anything ever replace your wife and the value that she has on your life, especially because what? The two became one. Another thing I wanted to read is Mark chapter 10, verse 8, which is almost basically the same thing in a way, but it says, and the two shall become one flesh, so that they are no longer two, but are united as one flesh. Verse 9, right up under verse 8 says, therefore, what God has united and joined together, man must not separate by divorce. Okay, look, I can show it to you if you can read it. It's probably look different here than what it looked as me looking at it like this, but it's there. And you can go back and I can just tell you really quick. Mark chapter 10, verse 8 and 9, and then Genesis 2 and 24. But you can go back and you can look at those for yourself. If you have a Bible app on your phone, look on your phone, iPhone, computer. If you have an actual Bible, look the actual book with real pages and papers, you can go and look at that as well, which is what I would recommend first. But it's in there. We have to fight. And by fighting, I don't mean physically. I don't mean attacking each other. I don't mean yelling and having screaming matches, throwing blows and shots at each other. Not what I mean. I mean, we have to fight down on our knees, praying and talking to God and doing it together, fighting together, fasting together, doing all these things together so that the enemy know he is not welcome at all in any point in time in your home. Trust me, he's going to try it, and he's going to try it, and he's going to try it. He's a very strategic planner, and he will wait years and years and years before he finally gets his little nasty hands into your marriage. But we're not going to let that happen, because we're going to work together. Man, it's so important that you be the priest of your house. It's so important that you show your children what it is to be a husband and a good man and a man of God. Don't expect your wife just to pray. Don't let her be in the word more than you are. You stay in that word and you get in there with her and you get in the word with your kids, because it's so important. It is so vital that we really do what it is that God is asking us to do when it comes to our marriage, when it comes to life, period. It's so important that we walk in the footsteps and the path that he has already laid out and placed for us. And it might be a little bump in the road. Y'all won't always like each other, but you can fight and you can make it through. We're not going to give up. We're not going to stop. We're not going to let the enemy have his way. He is already defeated. You have already won, and you are going to keep winning, and you're going to keep winning and doing it with each other. Because woman was taken from man's rib, and she was taken from his rib to be by his side. And we're going to do it with you. We're going to fight with you, because you're worth it. You are worth it. Y'all, the wife, you're worth it. Y'all marriage, y'all house, what y'all are building is worth it. And keep pushing. Don't let go. Don't let anybody tear you apart. Even if you feel like you can't talk to your spouse at that moment, it's okay. Go talk and pray to God. But do it together. Come back together always. And that's it. That's all I have to say today. I'm excited that this video is finally going to be posted because I did the live stream. And I hope you all enjoy it. And eventually, like I think I said it, I'm not sure if I did, probably said it in the last 30 videos I recorded that weren't right. But I'm going to have a camera soon so that we're going to be walking around. You're going to be doing stuff with me and the kids. And I really enjoy this. I really do. I really enjoy this and being able to talk and hopefully encourage some people to go out and seek God and in their marriage and in their circumstances and situations, even if it's not marriage, just to go out and see God for your life, period. But what I really want to do is focus on home decor. I love home decor. I love entertaining. I do. I'm a people pleaser. And when I have people over, I love for people to feel comfortable. I like for my home to be cozy and warming and welcoming. So eventually, when we do move, I am going to get back into all that. Right now, I have a lot of my home decor packed up. As you can tell by my boring room, it's not really much going on. But yeah, I'll be trying to get into some of those decor videos and DIY videos and probably even some cooking videos because, as I said, I love to entertain, and with entertaining comes cooking, and I love to cook too. So yeah, I'm going to be doing more videos, and I'm still going to be focusing on the Word of God and what He says about marriage because that's more important than home decor videos. But just to make it a little bit more fun and a little bit more interesting, that's something that I'm going to be also doing when I get my camera very, 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 very soon. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And now it's time for me to get to work. Bye.